Oakley dokley. Today, the 19th. Just gonna do off top. See if we hit any marks and things like that. Certain things I like showing and certain things I don't like showing, so forgive me if I'm just a madhouse right now, because I don't feel like doing a bunch of shit. When I say I don't feel like doing a bunch of shit, what I mean is I don't feel like taking all the time to do the research, and I'm a bit lazy, I guess. I don't know. Or not enough people tune in for me to give a shit about how thorough I'm being, or what have you, and all that kind of stuff. What matters to me is that, I try to learn how to be consistent with things. So I'm not going to do all of the reading from the internet stuff to make things fit the, standard narrative. It's just going to be my interpretation. And so, as always, use your own interpretation, figure out your own methods, and find your own yay or nay sensory, because oh god, I hate when people fuck around with their hair. The thing I'm like, what do we, oh god, but like, okay, so like, what is it, 60s? Okay. '80s. Okay, wait. '70s. Wait, hang on. I don't know how to do '70s. It's not working. So I just want to get them all out of the way so that I'm not trying to figure out which era am I trying to. '70s. Okay. More '80s. Let's do. Oh wait, the Return of the Aniston. Okay. '90s. Okay. And then yeah. So that'll be all the fucking with my hair that I do. So if it ain't what it ain't, it ain't. Okay. Fuck it. Okay, because I'm done. Fuck it. Alright, I already fucking did my makeup for you motherfuckers. Just kidding. Alright, so, so, I missed the, January 1st portal, okay, which wound up in, 4, I believe, and so it was that 11, ironic, or 26 is that equals 10, and some people are resonating with it as a 10, and some people are resonating with it as a 1. All right. I like a very, very clear distinction between the 1 and the 10. And the reason for that is because, as computers all know, ones and zeros, right? Ones and zeros and stuff like that. But if you look at a 0 on its plane, that's when it becomes the 1. And so it's perception. Are you seeing the whole, or are you seeing the plane? Are you leveling up planes, or are you leveling up whole? Okay? And the one, beginning with the 0, 1, because there's always a 0 before 1 that we don't think about, okay? But that 0 before 1, so, and then that's when they come together, that's where you get 9. Okay, so you just want to look at all of the things as they morph and form into the next number. And it's in that transition where life takes its shape. That's why we have the triangle going, and then that eventually makes a circle. That's why we have the square built up of 4 triangles, or 2 triangles. That's why we have the relationships that we have to space and splice. I don't want to call it time, because it's not. Okay, so I chose to come on the 19th, and you know, I started contemplating this like 3 days ago, and I'm like, okay, let's see if I can get up in the morning and wake up early, and hopefully my dog doesn't wait at anybody while I'm on here. That's enough! I'm not a fun-loving kind of animal owner. I'm not a mean animal owner. At the same time, I have way too much respect. They know more than I do, so she's barking at something. It might be important, right? At the same time, I'm like, so what, MJ? So what? That's my word that she knows that I don't care. I'm trying to get her used to these things. She's only 4 or 5 years old, and she's not my dog. She's my son's dog. And so I have way too much respect for animals to keep them. Nothing against nobody who keeps them, but good Lord, I wouldn't wish me on anyone. All right, so we got, and so looking at 9, 9 is like we got 9, and then we got 6. So 96 may be relevant to some people. I guess if you're born in 96, this may have resonance for you. But also the fact that 9 is the positive in vertigo into positive. Okay, so 6 is the positive, and 9 is the positive in vertigo. And in that way, let's start our understanding. Eternity. Oh, wait. Eternity to eternity. Magical, sacred harmony. Positive power, infinite connection. Positive and vertigo. Positive and vertigo. Positive and vertigo. Reflection. All right, so this is the same as this, right? It's perception. Because if I look at it in one way, it's going to be crisscross. Crisscross will make you jump. All right, and so, okay, so we got eternity, positive and vertigo, to eternity, to eternity, positive, equals 3, or magic. By way of 12. Okay, so by way of eternity plus 2 eternity equals magic. So what I want to talk about when when we think of magic, you want to think of magician who understands the comprehension of all of the elements and all of the minerals and knows how to use all of the aspects of the universe, energies and kinetic sources in order to participate in what we call the science of life, okay? Living on this particular conscious plane, as it were. Okay, so irony in that, so, because you got to understand, before you can have magic, you have to master both perceptions of eternity and see it always as to eternity, because there's always more to come and always something that you have come away from. Okay, so let's call it if we start off with the 0 and we call that the absence of everything, it is the coming to know that the absence of everything exists, which makes it everything. And so those two things are eternity, 1 and 0, 0 and 1. And then you have the reflection of that, and that is 10. Okay, so it is the looking at it from the other side. Okay, so whereas we like to call it numbers and numerology and all this other kind of stuff, the universe sees us completely different than we see the universe. Our sight is that prism that flips, okay, so that green is red and red is green, pink and green, and reflection of the crown chakra into the physical heart matter chakra, green, so comprehending all of that in its many, 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 many angles of fathom capacity, that's what I've contemplated when I bring my sound bites to you, because as a singer and as a wellness worker, I can only use my talents to interpret. I can only base it off the proof in reading frequencies that I have confirmed, okay? So the universe sees my hair as green and yellow, right? Okay? So when I see something, I don't just see the pink and brown, I see the green and yellow, okay? Because I have chosen to consider looking at things from the universe's perspective. So I can see every single shape within every single shape and trying to discern, what is a truth and what is, an incomplete truth. And I like to say it that way, So we reside today on a magical day. And as always, I tend to gravitate towards the 3. I have a daughter who's on her life path 3. And she is quite the magical person. I also have a son who resides on 9. And he is a dark before the dawn that ascends into greatness. And it doesn't always feel good. Sometimes we're wrought with pain. Sometimes our magic drives us mad. Sometimes, because 3 times 3 is 9, okay? So I just need you to kind of comprehend that inside every single number resides the other numbers that it can relate to, manifest into, become, or compound, or separate from. Okay? And there is no in between any one of these things. Because I say. So, by all means, prove me wrong. I don't care. I don't give a shit. Right? Pure entertainment purposes are we. I got good girl. I love you. I love you. I love you. I gotta make sure she doesn't. She doesn't get into other people's spaces. I got a shared space. Son of a bitch. Alright, and as always, I recommend anytime any little tiny thing drips out of you, spit, shit, expel it somehow, whatever. That's important. All right, so if I want to do a quick reading about chakras and what do we need to know about chakra, maybe I might say, what chakra should we focus on today? Should we focus on the third chakra? Is that one way to do it? Should I pick a card, any card, any card, any card, any card, any card, and go with the crown chakra? It depends. It might be the root chakra. What do you think of it? Do you think of it as the beginning or the end? The end or the beginning? See, things come in and then they shit out. So the crown chakra for me is the first one. Now that may change from time to time because I don't fucking know, Who's right? Who's wrong? That is the god dang it frickin' confusion, because nobody feels that they're doing it wrong. Okay? I certainly don't. So I think we're going to do something wee bit different today, okay? As you know, I am a wellness reader, and so as it pertains to crown chakra, pink or, white is another thing that they say, but, pink. Because when that light hits your physical being, the largest chakra is the root chakra. And so the reflection is pink because it hits and lights up every single chakra, giving you your energetic force, if you will. And then, that is reflected back up, okay? So some people call the third eye chakra indigo. Some people call it a deep dark purple. Okay, what is the difference between indigo and purple? Extreme differences, and yet very similar. So, crown chakra is having to do with an eternal knowledge, the ethereal, the all being, all knowledge, okay? So, it's the, I like to say eternal, meaning it's from the whole universe, the universal knowledge. Universal knowledge is a thing today, okay? So the magic of a universal knowledge is another theme today, okay? That begs me to want to go into tomorrow, okay? Because tomorrow is 20, okay? And so we got 1, 20, 2026 equals 4, okay? And that's what January 1st was. It resided on a 4, which again is that 1111, which again, so I just want us to sort of relate to the 1 1 1 1 1 1 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 3 3 3 3 3 4 4 4 4 4 4. I want us to see it all as ones and zeros, somewhat like a computer, okay? And the other numbers are multipliers of the one, so that we can comprehend them, okay? 2 eternities is just the comprehension of seeing the 0 and the 1 together. The 3 is just a comprehension of seeing the 0, the 1, and the 1 together is 3, okay? So the seeing of the 2 is the same as seeing the 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, okay? So just kind of understanding the vibrations and why we break them down. We break them down so that we can simplify. I am seeing something from an internal site. I am seeing something from an ancestral site. I am seeing something from a genetic site. Purple, blue, indigo. Okay? So the knowledge that it translates into the being finally becomes the being at the heart. Why? Because that's the physical shape. You know, first comes the first I want to say spine, and then the next thing that the spine builds is the skin. And then the next thing, or neurologically inside the womb, the first thing that is built, okay, versus the second thing. And then the third thing is the heart, okay? So, crown, third eye, throat. So you might want to, and some people don't recognize the crown. They only recognize the purple as the crown, you know. So that's why I'm creating the discernment, so that we understand the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4. And stay over here, please. I am not the most brief motherfucker in the planet, okay? I guess I'm supposed to say subscribe to the channel, like the channel, you know, push all the buttons, help a motherfucker out. I'm gonna try to do shorts. Some people are very instrumental in inspiring me to want to commit to this thing, but I mostly do it so that I feel like I'm participating in the world online, because I don't have no Insta. I mean, I do Athletic Well Care or ARTWell, and I have these things where I promote sacred sites and sacred knowledge and things like that, not necessarily of my own or my own faith or my own beliefs, but just a world perspective. I like to indulge in a learning, a showing of a reflection of things that I contemplate in the way that I contemplate. So again, these things are not me, they are reflections. And that's the irony of the 1 versus the 10, okay? Because even as it resides on, what was it? Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. Let me see. What, January 1st, 2026. What was that? 2, 4, 6, and 6 is 12 is 3. Yeah, I thought it was the same number as today. So everybody was revolving around the 1 being the portal, and then the number being 10, and then it being 3. So doesn't that make sense? 1, 1, 1. Okay, so I'm throwing in that now that we have gone from the 1 to the 19, we have gone through all of our comprehensions of 11. Okay, the ace. Okay, so I think that's just a confirmation of the day, right? And then some people only look at the year being a 10 versus it being a 1. Last year was a 9. That makes this year a 10. Okay? But again, if you look at it in hindsight, maybe it's a 1. as we begin anew, right? Or we complete the circle. Maybe at the end of the year, December, one of them days it might equal 1, and so we'll call that the 1. Okay, so whatever date in December that equals 1, and that will be the journey of seeing the 0, 1 reflected into 1, 0. When this doesn't make sense, in time it should make sense. In time. Because it's about the journey. And because it's about the journey, you cannot bypass your 10 and just go on to 1 without seeing not just how your journey came to be completed, but also when you can change your perception. Okay, that's a journey, changing your perception. Okay, hope I'm displaying that correctly. I mean, it's this into this. That's another way to think of it. Okay, so whether it's or this, how are you seeing it? Do you see all of this depth when you see it? See how you don't even know it's there? You don't even know it's there. Okay? So if you take for granted seeing the whole, you may miss the next step. So it becomes essential to see the whole before you can take the next step and use that whole as a plateau to level up. All right? So I pray that makes sense. Pink, again, we are talking about a universal knowledge, and so you're always, when pink comes into mind, a lot of people used to address it as a female color, and then it turned into a male color, and it was kind of like, people wondered why. Well, because if black is all of everything and the reflection of that is all of everything, it's a white light. If that white light is, what we see the star as per se, but then you come into the closer to the star, you can see it's a different color, right? We are seeing, and I don't want to say white light, because it's not really a white light, right? It's just it's bright. It is the all of everything that, black. So this is really, sort of invisible when I'm seeing everything kind of thing, whereas white is the absence of. Okay, so that's why so, and the absence of is the everything in reflection. Okay, so again, color becomes very frequency oriented, and so how they come together and how they mix and how they're reflected is powerful shit. So we pulled the crown chakra as an ace, equals 11, or 2. Okay, perception. The journey when the 10 and the 0, 1 come together that's when you have, so, and then understanding the 2 is a reflection of the 11. We can see in the depth of things. Eternity separated, duality, eternity crossing, so that you can make a shift onto a choice or a path anew. Okay? And then how's that equal 10? Okay? So comprehension, everything. 10 is 2, 2 is 10, eternity, eternity, 2, eternity. Okay? And then, just because I like to have more numbers to work with, I like to have at least 4 numbers to work with, because when I'm doing a personal reading, and you can reach out to me anytime you want, read my description. It's all over the frickin' place. I am a chakra wound healer, and I read for chakras in my tarots. Okay, today I'm not going to go through all of the astrology.com insight. Okay, mind, body, soul. Okay, home, health, wealth, and hearth. So that which we build of our foundation. So our home is our foundation, our health is our foundation, our wealth is our foundation, our hearth is how we bring it all together and what it has built, okay? What comes of it, okay? And so again, crown, and how it relates to crown chakra. So that's how I'm going to do this reading today. Does that make sense? Okay? Because I don't want, and sometimes it just gets so complicated. Mind. Okay? $11. Right? So already crown and mind are relating to each other. Body. Body. Oh. Queen. 2. All right. So already, body, crown. Okay. Everything that has come in this universe to create you begins out there into here. And how your interpretation comes together to complete the creation of you. Again, the brain, the neurological, the brain, okay? The first neurological, then the skin to hold it all together, okay? And then the heart, okay? So that it maintains its own, okay? But these things are tellings. First, the universe will say who you're going to be coming into this, your soul, your universal being. And then you become your body, and that is ancestral genetic memory, okay? Then we'll contemplate why you have come to this being that you are created into, okay? So, and I ain't saying you can't put on some braces. Go ahead and fix yourself, however you want to fix yourself. Ain't nothing. You're still who you are. You still built who you are. And it's still, no matter which way you turn yourself into, is you. It's still you. You still got to face all your own shit. You still got to come to conclusions as why you were here. It always was going to be, and it always will be you. You can't change that. That's decided. out there by your spirit. So the physical beings is just about the mind. And how does the mind want to perceive? And what can the mind create in order? And how are we connected to the universal being that is this planet and this plane? And our thoughts that come out are about her decision to say, hey, you, spirit over there, come, walk upon me. I need your thoughts. Because that is the power. It is the power of thought. Let's see how the soul confirms or denies that. 10, motherfucker, 10. All right. So far, it's kind of like we have all of these same numbers again and again and again and again. And they all reside on a mineral comprehension. So that physical, home health, heart, wealth, and health. I'm getting lazy. I am. And it just said J again. So it's 11. So, okay. So clearly, it's like that's the reading. So to eternity, reflection to eternity. So you see how when I state something, how it then becomes a statement? So eternity, positive in vertigo. Whoa. To eternity. Okay, so before you can get to eternity, you may have to go through some positive and vertigo, some shit that looks like it's upside down. But hey, if you're in Australia, then the shit don't look upside down from there. Or maybe it's positive from another perspective, right? So that's all I'm trying to say in that regard. To eternity, to eternity, positive. So we go through all of our eternal issues, problems with our mind, body, and soul, with building our home health, heart, and wealth. We go through these positive and vertigos in order to get to a positive, because that is the magic. That is the power of our thought. Which brings me to tomorrow, when this will likely post, which is power. 3 and 7, the magnitude of today and the magnitude of tomorrow. Come away from these comprehensions as power. And I hope that makes sense. So right quick. We're gonna flip them cards back over and we're gonna grab our 16 cards. And just for the sake of you bowl me over, you bowl me over. What a strike! I hate the way this sounds. That's why I like putting on my music. But I don't have all my music produced, so motherfuckers like to rob, steal, cheat, and lie when you work with industry folks. So I ain't gonna, motherfuckers. Ooh, how many times? And that is our pool. And then we're going to go ahead and pull from the Kali Oracle. Because this too is very important. Why is it important? Because it's not just about me and my interpretation. It's about you and your interpretation too. Okay? If it was all about me, I probably, would stick to, and these were gifted to me. And I am, I wouldn't call myself traditional, but I'd rather be traditional than making up my own shit. Because at least with traditions, I can say, oh, okay. And oxymoron, because I don't do traditional readings, and I don't do traditional tarot, and I don't do any of that. So, but when I say, when you're using the magical gifts, is how I'm going to put that. When you're using the talents of the universe, it's best to be gifted, right? I have to use my own gifts. If you want to give me something, give me something. This is what I'm giving to you. Okay? I don't got anything else to give. What you gonna do? I don't know what you wanna do. I don't know what you wanna do. And I don't do shuffling because I can't stand the sound of shuffling. I just shuffle it 3 times just so that, I don't know, energies are mixed up, and then I don't do all that knocking stuff, and I don't do no prayers because my prayers are for me, your prayers are for you. Handle it. Magical. And because I'm somebody who cares very much for the men, okay, and men don't always make it to 30 on this planet. If you have a child and they have made it to 30 or older, you done a good job keeping your men alive. It's not that raising sons or raising daughters is different or harder or anything like that. It's just in this danged way of life where the pressure is on and called for the man to be a warrior in a place where the warrior is not honored, and so we don't honor all the battles that the men face, whether it's economics or actual battles in warriordom. And so praise be to all of the warriors. And anytime you need to step into the battle dance of life, mind, body, or soul, home, health, or hearth, wealth, stand up for yourself and the principles. But the archer, the hunter, the provider, the one who has the sights, the one who can track and has this skill to set a path and go for the mark, okay? And then knowing when the tools need to be set down and honor the kill. That's what brings to mind with this particular picture. And it's 36, so it's 9. Okay, so positive and vertigo. And so again, it just comes back to relating to the path of a man into manhood is fraught with seeming vertigos, injuries, heartbreak, choices, that may exclude or conclude someone. Okay. Thank you. MJ's doing a good job. And that's MJ for Mary Jane, Spider-Man's girlfriend. Because we love her. Sit down. Alright, but let's look it up. Let's see what is said, 36. Alright, and as always, I'm going to try to read this as fast as possible so that I may... Just sit down, babes. And then you don't have to do nothing. She never was trained. So, I apologize. Alright. Artha of Kali. ARTWell. Just so you know. What does that do? That's my nonprofit. I'm trying to establish so that I can support other artists and their welfare. Her heart contains the seed of your soul, a complete awareness of the divine destiny she has always intended for you. There is a sacred purpose for which you were born, and a meaningful, divinely protected pathway for you to fulfill it. Only you can decide to put your faith and commitment into that path, and to take the steps at the time in honoring what has value to your heart, tuning into her loving plan, in taking blessings that will reveal itself, you shall attract great blessings that will benefit all beings. I mean, it's kind of like what I just said, but put together in a better way. MJ, come. Have a seat. Y'all can correct me about how I talk to dogs. It's okay. I don't care. I mean, beings. I speak to beings, okay? All right. When the heart is ready, a compelling question arises. For what purpose was I born? The sacred feminine within the heart knows to grow and evolve organically and instinctively. There is a sacred masculine energy within the heart too. It yearns to manifest meaningful truths, to protect that which is worthy, and to dedicate our efforts towards a clear purpose. It provides our loved ones and creates a safe place within where the feminine values of love and connection can thrive. As that masculine energy grows and evolves within the soul, it expresses a desire to accomplish these aims for a broader community and higher purpose. Artha, in that sense, is searching for meaning. Okay, searching, the archer. Hunting for a higher purpose. The methods of creative expression and spiritual exploration that give our clear direction and emotional fulfillment. In our intellectual-driven society, we prefer to know the destination first and then become somewhat willing to trust we are making progress, provided we feel in control of where we are going. However, the truth of the manifestation of life's purpose is somewhat different. The often painful, positive and vertigo, first step is to give up our it says strangled hold. Which I think of, stronghold, but a strangled hold on how we were, who or what only that can, the often painful first step is to give up our strengthful hold on how, when, where, and who, and what. Only then can we drop into the instinctive, more intuitive way, which is guided from the feminine wisdom within. All right, so just getting into the insight that we are all male, all female. So that's why I say, put your braces on, pick your tits up, whatever the fuck you gotta do to make you, whatever, okay? At the same time, understand it don't matter. You were built the way that you were built because you were built that way. And the choices you make to give life, to kill life, are already set somehow. But are you willing to learn from the experience? Because only then can we evolve. So if we are to evolve into a one being where we're both male and female, then we must first see into the sights of that possibility. Because there will come a time when the animal that is human isn't divided. We will evolve. And so if the instinct is to change and quicken your evolution, then so be it. So be it. The fact of the matter is that we are all challenged to accept things that we cannot explain. We are all challenged to become things that we don't know we're becoming. We are all challenged to love ourselves, irregardless of the self that we loathe. That'll dance, bitches. Crown chakra, knowledge, universal knowledge, evolution on this planet. Together, separate, 0, 1, 1, 0. Then we will truly be making a spiritual progress towards the manifestation of fulfillment on every level. At these times, the rational mind is stuck by the notion that it has no idea what, if anything, is happening. This is when our inner masculine needs to trust that in the inner feminine. There may be some healing work required for the trust to be granted. Such healing can ask you to have the courage and the wisdom to move beyond the intellectual assessment of what you think you should be doing and your life-created ideas, self-created ideas about what evidence of success you should manifest by now. You will need to shift from assessing your self-healing journey. You will be asked to allow yourself to grow into a path you are seeking. The acorn doesn't appear much like the oak tree, but it knows how to become one. Seed, knowledge, seed, growth. 1001. You will have to trust the innate intelligence of your own healing process and soul knowing. Only then can you be sure that you will not miss your purpose, nor attempt to climb mountains not meant for you, and that cannot bring you benefit, happiness, or peace. Artha. It sounds better to me, Artha, than Arthra. Arthra? Arithra? Anyways, sounds better to me, Artha. So again, sound vibration is everything, right? Is it Arthra or is it Artha? Cause I'm a brown, so we like, but I don't speak no dang Spanish. But at the same time, I'll speak any of my languages, so I can do some Italian for you if you want. Sei tu, mami, sei tu, sospiri. Anyways, all that stuff. So per me gentil However, however, is not only about purpose, it is also about the capacity to accomplish our task and the means necessary to do so. The universe provides all such means. Universal power, universal knowledge, from emotional learning to financial support. To be able to relax and receive such gracious grace, generous grace, we must be on our authentic path and may also need to resolve painful experiences that have taught us to distrust. Many people have a complex set of beliefs about emotional and material support. Those are largely inherited, often not particularly functional, and yet adopted without reflection. Ooh, reflection to eternity. We can struggle to realize that we can choose whether to hold on to those beliefs or let them go in favor of different, perhaps more generous, kind, favorable viewpoints. Perception. The Oracle asks you to consider that your belief systems are not reflecting of an individual, inviolable reality, but an expression of the best way you could deal with your past. You owe no allegiance to the belief system. I pledge no allegiance to the belief system. It either supports you or it does not. Okay, so getting back to, braces. If you feel you need braces, but if you want to just stretch your teeth, comfort can be gotten in all different ways. Okay, fix yourself one way or another, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, historically. Make your peace with karma. It either supports you or it does not. To allow yourself to be supported brings benefits to all beings. Give yourself permission to do the inner work necessary to open your mind to the more beautiful belief systems. As Kali is rebirthing energy, it is time to dispense with the past, especially if there have been wounds around the lack of security. The Oracle guides you to open your heart and mind to the reality of the material means necessary for you to continue your development being provided. So, if you gotta go to work, go to work. If you gotta go play, go play. If you work hard, then you earn, play hard. But if you need to heal, face your shit and heal. Because you could be on the wrong trajectory. Entirely. Because of that affliction of ancestral knowledge that has to come through, along with the genetic memory, along with the eternal knowledge. So all of those things combined, the three glands, all of those things that combine to discern your output, how your skin is made, how your teeth are made, all of that you want to fix because you hate. Learn to love it somehow, some way. I don't know how to do makeup, but I do it. And I learned how, some way, and it doesn't come out, it doesn't do what everybody else's makeup does for them, I don't think, I'm like, Oh, she is so beautiful. How she do her makeup like that? I ain't got no damn patience for that. I ain't got no patience for that, man. Put it on and then dirtying up my skin. I don't like it. But then everybody asks me what's wrong with me if I don't do it. So anyways, right? I had to learn how to put makeup on. I'm an esthetician. I had to learn how to put other people's makeup on. Or at least seem like I knew how. But I am not a makeup artist. So I have the expectation of knowing how to do something in a basic formula. But I'm not a master at that. Bring your illness to me in a way that I can wound heal you through my massage therapy or my skincare or my lifestyle coaching. And then maybe, but 9 times out of 10, I'll probably just sing you a song. Maybe. I don't know, because, sometimes that shit ain't gonna work either. So finding out what is going to work and how it's going to work for you is, motherfuckers can only advise you. You must make the decision to do or to do without. Even in the struggle in the past, even if you've struggled in the past, ARTWell brings assurance that you are capable of genuine material and spiritual prosperity. I may have read all this already, but let's go for it. You can manifest that which has real meaning to your heart. You are forging your own authentic path that will bring you fulfillment on all levels and bring positive spiritual representations for all beings too. If you have reached a block or dead end on a path, trust that you have the strength to overcome it. And it may not be through attempting to force something to happen in the material world so much as working on reframing your beliefs and approach so that they are complete in alignment with your inner values that take incredible strength and trust in yourself. Going through what that process creates, spiritual integrity and alignment, even the greatest willpower to make things happen will fall short of what is necessary to manifest your most beautiful sacred fulfillment without such inner spiritual integrity. Trust that the promise of your sacred success is being fulfilled through every challenge and blessing. Beloved Kali Ma, I call upon you, your divine feminine wisdom, and the divine masculine power that arises to protect it, with discernment, strength, and courage. I ask your assistance in all ways, indulging your blessings of spiritual, material prosperity. May I move beyond my conditioning into unobstructed authenticity and spiritual integrity to joyful and generously manifest true purpose, bringing spiritual beliefs to all beings. Jama Kali. Speak to Ma Kali from your heart about any and all concerns you have, no matter how big or small they may seem. Know that your words are being received and answered and are already unfolding in grace. Imagine your words swirling around, dissolving into her vast black presence. Out of that presence, a strong masculine energy rises like a gleaming silver sword. This energy is protective and powerful. This is your inner sovereignty to decide, to choose, to cast aside, and to protect and respect, and is the power of determination and focused commitment. Recognize this as a part of who you are. The silver sword can be held in your dominant hand. Feel the strength of it, then allow it to dissolve in your soul as a gleaming silver light. Finish with your hands in a prayer to complete the ritual. Should you decide to pray on that? Okay. That is that. This is this. How you doing? ARTWell. Let's see how the cards lay. Eternity, community, wisdom, mineral, sacred, harmony, intellect, industry, power, intellect, industry, positive, community, wisdom, magical, harmony, magical, mineral, Isis, eternity, intellect, industry, 4, sacred, mineral, passion, 2, eternity, mineral. All right, so first lay is this, okay? We pull it out of ourselves to go to work every day and gather our minerals. It's not something we want to do. We'd rather stay home with the kids. Or perhaps it is a passion that we have. When we put our sacred minerals together along with our magic of those minerals, and we utilize them in a good way, then we have that power of those minerals, so the magician. And when we put our industrious intellect together, power and harmony become magic. When we put our communities together and honor their wisdom, eternal and positive, we have power. When we honor our sacred mineral in a regal, meaning all decisions come from knowing every part, mind, body, and soul of your kingdom, of each and every kingdom in the mineral, in the kingdoms of minerals. And we put that together with our eternal knowledge, our soul, our magical chakra, then we have harmony of minerals. Magical wisdom, royal capacity, is then needed. So, in all of her wisdom, she calls upon her power. To advise the use of minerals. Because to have all the minerals without the wisdom of how to use them, the sacred structure can become overly dominant. And so balance, passion, in between that which is sacred and that which is knowledgeable. Your industry. So treating your industry sacred. When we talk about separating the state from religion and stuff like that, it's about not having a doctrine to live under. Okay? You owe no allegiance. We are without an allegiance to any comprehension of any idea, philosophically or other, right? Unless you decide to make that commitment to that. And then at which point you are going to have to figure out when to bring harmony, power together with your internal chakra, your ether chakra, your crown chakra, and create an infinite connection of your knowledge, of your industry. And that there begins the harmony of your minerals, your ability to use your minerals. Okay? And lays on top of the 6 of wisdom, the positive and vertigo wisdom. So again, just really truly being able to see how 1 is 3, 9 is 6, 6 is 9, and they are all powered by 3. That without having that duality inside of us, we cannot have the 1. That makes us holy, all, complete, infinite connection, power. Mineral. Mineral to eternity. MJ! Good Lord! Who cares? She's barking at cars going by. She has no training. It is not her fault that I suck as a caretaker. So it looks like all wisdom leads to eternity of minerals. A sacred to eternity equals positive, powerful, passion, infinite connection of minerals. And so, it's been an hour and 14 minutes, and I still got to edit and all this other stuff. So I hope you got something out of that. And until next time. Cheers. And don't forget to subscribe. What am I? Anarchy Wellness, Athletic Wellcare, Volcanic Elements Research, Wax, because I'll be doing some waxing. Wax Intellect. Just kidding. ARTWell. if you want to see more, support my, you know, I got the Venmo and I got the Cash App and all that stuff in the descriptions. But, you know, I'll try to post more. I can't make no promises. Peace. And a deal.